Right, everyone. So we're going to look at how to do keyword research today. The very first thing that you want to do is open up your guide. And I've already clicked on our deliverable doc and named it. We're going to be looking at 5Design LLC, that company first. And go ahead and log into all of these links that you'll need so that you can just speed through. Our overall goal is to be able to get really on target point keywords that will attract the same audience that would be our client's audience so that we can write articles for them later, blog articles. Um, so the this whole task, you should be able to get down to under 10 minutes for normal clients, and then we'll create some other videos on what to do with a bit of the challenging clients. The very first time that you train, you want to go through the training set and kind of make sure that your screen matches what we show on here, just so that you get a really good feel for it. Take your time, make sure you understand the ins and outs, and then work on speed. So we're going to just dive right in now. The very first directions, I'm going to go through the short directions, but this guide also has long ones for your first time. You're going to paste in the prompt, the important keywords, and the business strategy. Throw that into the chat GPT and then throw your results into Ahrefs. So let's scroll on down. I've already done all that with the business profile, and this is our very first prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it and throw it into my chat GPT. You will want to do it in ChatGPT 4 as it gives different results. Next, then, I'm going to take the important keywords, which are given in um, the Excel sheet under that column, or you can just pull them from the strategy usually. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that in first into my chat GPT, and then I'm pasting in the business strategy. Now, all of these, the strategies are long and we don't want to confuse chat GPT. So we take it from this first divider line down to the next divider line, whatever that looks like for that client. So I'm just going to copy that real quick and I'm going to throw that in chat GPT and I'm going to submit. It's going to can see ChatGPT finished rendering. I'm going to highlight them, Control C, pull up Ahrefs, which I've already logged into, hit Keyword Explorer, Control V, and hit Search. Now you can see out of the 50, it was able to pull 41 keywords as being legitimate keywords, and that's fantastic. Doesn't matter if it's 10 that stay, 5 makes it a little more difficult, but the whole goal is that you're widening the search terms in order to get some good results. You don't want to widen it where it's not applicable terms, but that's the whole point of throwing it into ChatGPT, just to throw your net wider. So this one got 41 keywords out. We're going to come over here and we're going to hit related terms. So you guys will obviously be able to be faster than this since you're not explaining it at the same time. And you can see that created a very wide net of keywords. I'm going to do a quick glance through to see if there's anything that needs excluded that aren't on point. But before, and we would enter those into this field, before we do that, we're going to do a quick search. The trade-off is we want things that are easy to rank for. So I'm going to put difficulty as KD. I'm going to put that at 30. That's our first filter that we start with. Hit apply. The volume I'm going to put into 150, hit apply, and then hit show results. That's a common one that gets missed, is the show results, so make sure you're doing that. And you can see that took us down considerably. So we have these keywords, and just a quick background on what you're looking for. If someone were searching power home remodeling, it's saying that very few people, it's super easy to rank for because very few companies are targeting it as an SEO keyword. So the difficulty is low at 8. And the volume is very high because 22,000 searches a month are occurring with that. So as long as it's a applicable term, that's fantastic. You guys don't need to look at that necessarily when you're doing your keyword research, just for background the very first time, so you know what you're looking at. You're going to, as soon as you've hit related terms, we want to keep it moving. We're going to do a quick glance through once we've put in our filters, and we're going to see if they're mainly on point or not for the company we're working with. If you looked through the business strategy for this company, it's an architect firm that does different remodeling for kitchens, for homes, designs them, etc., and does a lot of 3D. So I'm doing a quick glance through remodeling. I'm looking for things that I don't know what they are quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I want to make sure that they're on point. So I have no idea what Shoemaker Homes is. I'm going to quickly select it, hit search Google so that I can have an idea. If it is a competitor, then it's a great keyword because anyone searching Shoemaker Homes, if it's a competitor, would also be good customers for our client. And as you see here, it's saying house plans, 3D home visualizer. So they are a competitor. We can leave that in. If they were like a funeral home or something, that doesn't apply to our client, and we would want to do an exclude if we saw that more than once popping up, just so that manually we're not having to do a lot of deletes later. Okay. I don't actually see a lot on this first page, and it applies, so that's fine. If I do a quick scroll through, we've got build a house, contemporary house, remodeling, homes, power windows still apply when you're doing it. And Home Depot kitchen design. These seem mainly on point. So I'm going to not waste a whole lot of time. I'll go ahead and hit export and export. That pops up here for me. I'm going to open it back up. And you guys, depending on what you have, that'll either open up in your Excel if you have it, or it's going to open up in Google Sheets. Regardless, the steps are the same. I'm only interested in 3 columns here: the keyword, the difficulty, and the volume. This column number C, the fastest thing is to delete it so that I can take the 3 columns that I'm interested in. If I take the second row down and hit Control C, minimize that, and then we can throw that into our Google Sheets. We're going to put it in ideas to research. Control V. They show up. And we're going to do a quick look through of line by line to pull out any non-relevant keywords. Okay. I only need the first 200, but I do need to go line by line, and practice is what makes this part fast and intuitive. All right. So power home remodeling, Shoemaker Homes, we already looked. That's fine. Kitchen remodeling, Planner 5D. If I need it, I would look this up, but 5D is like 5-dimensional, and they're all about architect firms, installation services, build a house. All of these are looking good. House kitchen. Again, if I didn't know what that was, I might do a quick Google search. And if you can see, it's designs for the kitchen. So that totally works with an architecture firm. Anybody that's searching that might be looking for their kitchen to be redesigned, which means sending them the way to our client is wonderful. Home renovation, home makeovers, dream houses, Home Depot installation. Home Depot installing a kitchen is a competitor. I could leave that in. Contemporary homes, modern, monster house plans, again, house planning, 5D. If I wasn't sure, like maybe that's like a Halloween or something, I would search it, but it is definitely house plans. And you're going to keep going through. If you find any that don't apply, you're going to select, let's say, for example, power windows. You're going to select and you're going to delete that row. You're going to do that so there's no spaces, and it makes the rest of your stuff faster. technically power windows, anyone searching for a power window might be interested in a home remodel, so I could leave it. It has a very, very low difficulty and a relatively high search volume. Okay. Just if you do find any that aren't. Now, this cheap handyman near me, that doesn't quite apply to our client. I'm going to delete it. You're looking oftentimes for jobs. Like job searches aren't very relevant unless your company happens to be somebody that's helping you get a job. Sometimes certifications are things that just don't fit your client. So home renovators, styled houses, remodels, American floor plans. I don't know what this is again. So I'm going to search it. And I see again, it's house design software. So that actually fits just fine. Frank Betts, I bet he's in architecture, but we can just double check. Home plans, yep, no problem. You want to just go through as quickly as you can, but high quality, checking each one and making sure that they're on point, grabbing out any that don't apply. House plans, one level, power remodeling. Traditional home plans. Dream house, house diagram, remodelers, floor plans. Home Depot handyman, not quite so much on point. Let's get rid of that. Modern kitchen design photo gallery. Anyone searching for that might want my clients. These are different versions of 5D, which is a software that we saw above, like for architectures. But if I wasn't sure, I could remove them. I'm sorry, I could do a Google search and see if they apply. Kitchen remodeler near me definitely applies. House plans, build a custom home. Don't know what this is. Let's do a quick search. Design software, so that definitely applies. Custom home, interior design websites, pictures for kitchens, renovation, remodel, engineering plans, design planning. A lot of these would make great blog topic articles to attract audiences. Shoemaker Home again, and Home Depot kitchen remodeling costs. Anyone that's searching for that might still be interested in my clients' services, so I'm going to leave it. I've hit the 200 mark. So that's all that I need to search through because time is of the essence for us. We want to make it worth our while. I'm sorry. It's more effective to come up to the top, and we're going to select down to 201. We're going to cut those and move them to the research tab that we have sorted through. That gives us 200 SEO keywords. I'm going to come to the ideas to research and quickly select those lines, delete those rows so that now we have a set for later that have not been sorted through. That's why it's under ideas to research. But they are there in case we need them as the next set. And then these research ones look great. The next thing I'm going to do, if I go back to my directions, we did all this, is we're going to go to the questions that rank. And we're going to type in some of those, the niche for, I'm sorry, that's not helpful. The niche for what we're looking for to create questions. So I think I might hit home remodel as one of my topics. Your important keywords are what you're putting here. You want to put in just the subject. You don't want a whole lot and you're putting in one. We're going to hit generate. And it's going to give you search terms that are question specific, which is what Google is moving towards. That's why they're so valuable. And it'll let us know both their difficulty and their volume. We do have a limit as our marketing team to how many of these questions we can use a month. So we're budgeting about 2 or 3 total per client. And it's loading. Okay, so we have our questions. So what we're going to do for the questions that rank, we let it come up with its results. You do not want to pull ones with low volume unless they're all that's there, okay? Never give us any that have this like 10 volume and no search difficulty. This one actually, the search came up with quite a few. So I'm going to look and say, well, let's go ahead and take anything above 70. And I'm going to Control C that and then add that to the research tab. I can go ahead and add that right below. Something to note is that questions that rank always has a flip in their columns. So this is actually the volume column and it pastes into the difficulty. There's many different ways you can fix that, but essentially whatever your preference is, make the columns match up so your data is not all ruined. Then I'm going to do a quick look through. It's a little bit more subjective for questions. We really want them because they're what Google's moving to be more relevant for ranking. However, it has a little bit more of that, like, not really quite sure. So your task is to get rid of any that you know are off point and then leave in any that you're not quite sure, and we'll take care of them. Okay. So best credit card for a home remodel. I don't think that's super relevant. It could be getting the same clients in. So I'm okay if you leave it, but I'm going to go ahead and take it out. How to finance a home remodel. The same clients, audiences that would be searching that would want our client service or potentially want it. Is a home improvement tax deductible? Anybody that's getting home improvements or home remodeling is going to be curious about that, so that's fine. How to start a home remodeling business? Definitely not applicable to the audience we're looking for because we want them to use our clients. So that I would expect you guys to pull out. Does a bathroom remodel require a permit? Harder to know if that's applicable for the audience. Home renovation adds the most value, definitely. Are home improvement loans tax deductible? Require a permit? Is home improvement streaming? Remodel homes near me? And is remodeling a home worth it? That one's definitely good. Okay, so again, any questions, leave it in. Just give us ones that have a good volume search and then pull out any that you know don't work. Then moving on, you're going to go to the website keywords. And in order to do that, we're going to flip over here to embed in key in website. And we're going to quickly grab, there's two parts to this section. One is finding super applicable search terms that it doesn't matter what the difficulty is, because these are the keywords that we are going to be embedding into the client's website, and we want to make sure they're super on point. The one rule is here, do not use competitors for this part, okay? So I'm going to put in my original keywords, hit search, and go ahead and you'll see that these are all going to be super on point because they were our important keywords. We'll export them, and it doesn't matter what the difficulty was. We're going to get rid of the country again here so that we can take the keyword, the difficulty, the volume, Control C, go to the embedding keyword site, Control V. Let me close these out or minimize them for your sake. And something I should have done first, but I forgot, is we asked, could you guys take your important keywords and go ahead and throw them in this column so that when we're QCing, we don't have to go back and forth. And if you already have it copied, it shouldn't be a problem. So that's it for the first section of embedding website keywords. Doesn't matter what the difficulty is, just super on point. The second part, if you see here, this next 5 to 6 that are most relevant but easy to rank for, there's a couple of ways of getting those. One of them is to go to your research tab that you've already looked through and start at the top for the highest volume. You're looking for the keywords that are the most on point, no competitors. So I'm going to ignore Shoemaker Homes. I know they're a competitor. Power Home Remodeling. It could be on point. I could grab that. It's really high volume. I would leave a space here so that QC can tell the difference. Our team can tell that these are the ones that you were doing in the first set, that the difficulty doesn't matter, and we're adding now to the one that are all under 30. Kitchen remodeling near me, that is definitely applicable. And I might come over here, build a house. I could get audiences that are looking for actual like house builders as opposed to house designers, which is our client. So I might not pick that. I want the ones that are the most applicable to what they actually do to be the embed-in website. So Contemporary House is a great one. Sweet Home 3D, that's a planning software, so I'm probably not going to pick that. Planner 5D is software. Kitchen Remodel near me. That's probably okay, but again, near me, it those are okay. Let me see. Dream House, that's a great one to pull. Oh, I forgot to get the kitchen remodel near me. Let me grab that one too. Okay, so I have my 5 that are great difficulty and low volume. The last thing I'm going to do is come over here and make it so that anyone with the link, and change this so it's not just a viewer, it's an editor. I would do that. I'd grab the link and I would paste it into the delivery column. And that's it. Thank you so much. And I hope that you guys have a lot of fun with that. If you're not explaining, you can get that down to, I think my record was 5 minutes. 10 minutes might be a better average for everyone, but definitely see if you can give yourself that challenge and see how fast you can beat your own record. So it can be a lot of fun while still high quality. Take care.